The first time I realized they had been inside while I was at work, it was because the couch pillows were arranged differently. Not wrong, just not how I leave them. My mother-in-law has a particular way of smoothing fabric, flattening creases with her palm, as if erasing evidence of use. The throw blanket was folded into a tight rectangle instead of the loose roll I prefer. I asked my husband. "They probably just stopped by," he said. "Mum worries. With a spare key, without telling us." I told myself it wasn't that serious. They were family. They'd helped with the down payment 3 years ago. That contribution had quietly followed every disagreement since, like a watermark. But then food in the fridge shifted. Mail disappeared from the counter and reappeared stacked in date order. Once, a load of my laundry was moved from washer to dryer, including things I don't air in front of anyone. That night I lay awake beside my husband, staring at the ceiling, trying to measure whether I was overreacting or finally reacting appropriately. I didn't want a fight, I wanted a door that closed. So I changed the locks. I told my husband beforehand. He looked uncomfortable but didn't stop me. "It'll blow over," he said. It did not blow over. His mother called it disrespect. His father called it unnecessary. The family group chat lit up with words like trust and gratitude. I was careful not to respond emotionally. I said simply, "We need privacy." After that, we stopped going over. They stopped calling me directly. There was silence for about 3 weeks. Then the boxes started arriving. At first, 2 small ones, labeled with my father-in-law's name. I assumed delivery error. I texted my husband. He didn't answer. The next day, 3 more. Then a floor lamp. Then a set of framed photos wrapped in newspaper. I felt a slow tightening in my stomach. When my husband finally came home, I asked him directly, "What's happening?" He sat down at the kitchen table and rubbed his forehead. "They sold the house," he said. I waited for the rest. They didn't find a new place yet. The air in the room felt thinner. "They assumed." He stopped. "They assumed what?" I asked. "That they'd stay here for a while." A while. Without asking. Without discussing. Without considering that we had already changed the locks because they wouldn't stop entering uninvited. The next Saturday, they showed up in person. Not with suitcases, those had already been shipped, but with certainty. My father-in-law stood on the porch like he owned it. My mother-in-law looked past me into the house, assessing. "We'll need the guest room cleared out," she said immediately. "And the garage reorganized. Your father will want workspace." My husband hovered behind me, silent. Then my father-in-law added, almost casually, "We're going to work you to the bone from now on. Fair's fair." There it was. Not a request, a restructuring. In that moment, something clarified inside me. All the small invasions, all the rearranged pillows, all the implied debts, it had never been about help, it was about access. Control disguised as generosity. I didn't raise my voice. I stepped aside briefly and returned with a manila folder. "I need you to read this," I said. My mother-in-law frowned. "What is this?" "I've been to see a lawyer." The words landed heavier than I expected. I handed the folder to my father-in-law. Inside was a formal letter outlining property rights, trespassing statutes, and the legal process required for establishing residency. It was calm, clinical, no insults, no accusations, just facts. They read in silence. My husband stared at the floor. The shift was visible, not dramatic, but undeniable. Their posture changed. The certainty drained first, then the indignation. "You'd take us to court?" my mother-in-law asked quietly. "If you move into this house without our consent," I replied.
Yes.
No one shouted. No one cried. My father-in-law folded the letter carefully and handed it back to me. "We helped you buy this house," he said. "And we're grateful," I answered. "But that doesn't make it yours." That was the first time I had ever said something like that without softening it. They left without another word. The packages stopped the next day. The aftermath was not triumphant. My husband and I had long conversations, hard ones, about loyalty, about boundaries. About why it took legal paperwork for him to feel the seriousness of it. We're still navigating that. His parents found a rental eventually. We see them occasionally, in neutral places. The dynamic is cooler, politer, more measured. Sometimes I sit in the living room and notice the pillows exactly as I left them. The blanket loose. The mail where I dropped it. The house feels quieter now, not victorious, just mine.